And now stand by for the national anthem of VANUATU.
Hey, what was wrong with it? It wasn't in.
Stand by for kickoff and the team announcements.
Well, good evening and welcome to New Era Stadium here at Cabramatta. This one is set to be a real juicy encounter. Poland taking on Vanuatu. This is a semi-final match, and don't we love our semi-final football? It's James Preston here with you, and I can't wait for this one. Of course, the winner will get a place in the Trophy Grand Final. We've already had a couple of matches today, a couple of big results too. We're certainly looking forward to a good match here. Let's quickly run through the Vanuatu side. And there is a bit of drama with Vanuatu leading into this one. Their bus did not arrive to pick them up, so instead they had to rely on some taxis to get them here today. So hopefully they're still ready for the match. The team list, though, is an absolute shambles. There are numbers all over the place, so I'll simply read through the names for you. Stephen Tunga seems to be at the back. Max Gary Natonga is also in the back line. Ben Louis. Salatazi Lolo is one of the props. Stanley Joseph, the hooker. Kalsuma Oscar, another prop. James Wood, Daniel Kaltepang and Ben Henderson make up the rest of the back row. We'll run through the Polish side in just a moment's time, but there's Vanuatu getting us underway. Comes down to Poland now, and they'll be caught 20 metres out from their own line, around about 10 metres in from the right-hand touchline. They'll go down that skinny short side. It's through the hooker, Arek Wurtzak, and he worked it forward. One of his eager players to take a little hit up. Wurtzak out of dummy half, and it'll come to, looks like Sageka out there. He takes a simple little hit up. Bit of extra pressure in the play the ball. Wurtzak away now. And it'll come to Stephen Kolodzic, the big prop. He's caught just short of the 40-metre line. So far a decent start from both sides. No gaps appearing in the Vanuatu defence. Bit of pressure here on Sageka. He links up with Meta Ungaro. Those two have been brilliant together so far in the tournament. Here's Kowalski. He's got a bit of space. He decides to put in the kick instead. It'll bounce just short of the fullback. Good take in the end, though, from Tunga. Slips over. And Sageka and another defender come to put him to ground. It's Meta Ungaro. It's not a bad start from Poland. Decent field position as they'll work it away here through Gary Natonga, the number 2. And jumping out of dummy half is the 22, Amani Aratahiki. He takes a hit up. He's caught around about 45 metres out from his own line. Comes away from Daniel Wood and then linking up to Oscar, who was smashed onto his back. Good shot from Kolodzic. Really put him to ground strongly. They'll go back to James Woods. Typically he has been playing in the second row, but today he finds himself in the playmaking position of 5'8" and gets away a really nice kick for Vanuatu. So a good start here from both sides, getting through their sets and completing them. Got a little time now to run through the bench here as well for Vanuatu. Some of these other players that are here, and I do have a slightly updated team list for you, so we can't give you the direct numbers because a lot of them don't correlate, but I will give you the basic positional makeup. So fullback Stephen Tunga. The wingers are Alexa Napa Karuna and Amani Aratahiki. The centres, Maxwell Gary Natonga and Anro Kalpukai. The halves are James Wood and the halfback Dominic Sablan as Poland win this scrum. We'll run through that next time we get a little break in play here. Bar TV Sports bringing you live and exclusive coverage of the Emerging Nations Rugby League World Championship. This is a semi-final match, so there's a lot at stake here as Usher goes for a little bit of a hit up. He bumped off one of them. That was Lolo who came reeling out. He's still shaking his head just a little bit. Wurtzak along to Meta Ungaro, looking for some options. Finds one through Chippy Korotchuk, and he's caught just over the 40-metre line. Bit of extra pressure in the play the ball, and it will be penalised. That's against Ben Henderson, the number 13. So we'll run through a few more of these positions for you here for Vanuatu. The two props, Salatasi Lolo, Kalsuma Oscar wearing the 10. Daniel Wood is the hooker in number 24. In the second row, Ben Louis, who is wearing 4, Daniel Kautzapang. And the lock in number 13, Ben Henderson. The bench is Danford Louis, Avia Allen, Alex Phillip and Stanley Joseph. As Poland take the tap, and Usher works it over the 30-metre line. Good offload. We know he has that in that game. Wurtzak nearly got through. He's caught on the 20-metre line. Kolodzic, the world's biggest dummy half, waiting for it. He passes away to Sajka. Not a bad ball, really. Sajka linking up with Niscott. We know this is a dangerous sweeping movement. Every single time they do it, they ask questions of the defensive line. On this occasion, Vanuatu were equal to it. Niscott, away to Sajka, and out to Kolodzic. Big contact. Had to be on such a big man. He's caught 10 metres away from the line. Centre of the field. Spread to the left, though, quite nicely. They'll come that way. Sajka out to Meta Ungaro. Nice cutout ball. It'll fall just short of Kowalski. Good hands, though, to be picked up. That was VANUATU. He spent most of his time playing in the centres, but today he finds himself on the wing. So no Makaiden in the Poland lineup. Wurtzak away to Meta Ungaro. He finds Sajka. Sajka, a little kick into the background. It's got nice weight on it. VANUATU, I thought they were going to pick it up. I'm not 100% sure they actually tried to leave it then, but it just would not pop up. And they've got a pretty good result off the back of it here, Vanuatu. They'll get a 20-metre tap. Let's run through the Polish lineup for you. At fullback, Ethan Niscott. The 2 is VANUATU, and the other winger, Michael Mazlanka in the 5. 3 and 4, your centres, Alex Kowalski and Simon Mazlanka. The halves are Jonah Meta Ungaro. And the number 7, Harry Sajka. Starting at prop in number 23 is Stephen Kolodzic. The other prop and captain for today is James Usher. The hooker is Arek Wurtzak, and the back row, Chippy Korotchik, Norbert Balasinski, and in 13, the lock forward, Liam Sajka. Will run through the bench in just a moment's time, but here is Vanuatu, centre of the field. They'll come through Wood. Wood with a cutout pass. Certainly not the most technical one I've seen. Good shot, and it's forced a spillage here. So Poland muscling up in defence. To round out our team here, of course, we do have numbers all over the place, so thank you for bearing with us. Number 14 is Tynan Foster. 15, Mark Shimorix, and 16, Nathan Michalowski, and the 17 is Robert Nedjwecki. So we are all set here at New Era Stadium in Cabramatta. And we also do have a special guest to join us in just a moment's time as well. We'll just wait for our next little break in play here. As Niscott comes away, stepping off the left, gets out of one tackle, and then further 2 come to put him to ground. He'll be caught just over the halfway line. Wurtzak gives it off to Kolodzic. Big contact on him. Looked to potentially be high as well. So Poland will be able to advance upfield with a free little gift here. It'll be Sajka to take the attempt here for the touchline. He finds a pretty good touch finder indeed. So they'll tap this from about 25 metres out. A nice strong run too. And they'll be caught. 15 out. Sajka out the background. Medangaro linking up with Niscott. Here's Kowalski stepping off the left. Finds a bit of a gap. He's nearly all the way through. Kowalski will go over the top of a couple of them. And he puts first points on the board here for Poland. It's a big early strike from them, and they'll lead 4 points to 0 with a kick to come. So wonderful stuff from the Polish side. They swept out to the left, and they just found a little bit of a gap, and Kowalski with some strong footwork stood them up and got a gap all the way through. It was really good stuff from him. Showed plenty of strength too, just to bump off a couple of defenders. And joining me in the commentary box right now is one of the Polish players himself. It's Mikey Bryan. Mikey, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. How are you?
Mate, very, very good. You must be very happy with the start that Poland has made.
Yeah, unbelievable. We've prepared quite well for this game, so I know it's a tough opponent, but we're very much looking forward to the challenge.
Well, you guys have been fantastic so far. Of course, 2 victories already notched up. How about yourself? I mean, how do you feel the tournament has gone so far? Is there a really good sort of camaraderie amongst the team?
Yeah, I think, well, supposedly Addison, the coaches, and the rest of the coaching staff, it's all down to them, really. A big theme of it's all about brotherhood and working together. and we've really carried that through from day one when we first met at Plumpton at the Polish club there. So it's been carried on throughout the whole camp. I think there's around 24 of us now. A few of us have had a few knocks along the way, but the spirit's extremely strong, and the Polish blood is all running through us strongly.
And it's a pretty special thing as well for a couple of the players to be making their debut in this tournament. Of course, the other day we had Foster come on for a debut, Liam Sageshire amongst another few other players. What's been the experience in trying to just get them to understand what it means to play for the Polish national side?
Well, they're all quite experienced players. I think a big part of it is just the actual coaching staff was just rotating them. So a big part of it is everyone's going to have a crack and have a go. And then in this knockout stage, it's the best team and the most fit that can actually get out there.
So what do you hope to take away from this tournament on a personal level?
Well, for me, I was actually retired for 2 years, and I came through after a few pestering invites from the coaching staff. For me, it's brought back the love of the game. I've really enjoyed myself. I unfortunately rolled my ankle against Japan in the first 20 minutes, but I'm hoping to be back fit against if we beat Vanuatu for the final.
So just before I let you go, what was the little carrot they dangled in front of you to ensure that you would make the comeback?
Well, I suppose representing my family and the strong connection I have with Poland, even though we are playing over here in Australia. I suppose it's all the same theme that goes throughout the whole of the Polish camp. It's just representing the country that we're all from and our family, really.
Well, Mikey, thank you so much for your time, and best of luck against Vanuatu.
Yeah, thank you very much.
We'll return live to the action here. Bar TV Sports, that's Mikey Bryan joining us, one of the Polish national players. And they have made a really good start here, Poland. And on this set, they're caught just short of the 50-metre line. A couple of tackles still in it too. Sageshire working away to Usher. Good contact around the legs, but he was able to bump off the top player that came to try and put a further stop to him. That was Kalsuma Oscar. That'll be the last now. Wurtzak away to Sageshire. Midfield bomb, and it's spinning all over the place. That'll be tough to take. Tunga makes a meal of it. Well, there it is. We thought it could be a problem. Wind and rain swirling around. It was always going to be tough to take. We'll also be joined just a moment's time as well by one of our Vanuatu representatives. Of course, we've got to represent both sides here. It's a big occasion, semi-final football. We loved every minute of it so far, and I'm sure that we'll love the outcome no matter who ends up as our winner here, because it's all about celebrating rugby league with these emerging nations. That's the entire point of this tournament. And it'll be Poland to feed the scrum here, so they are on the attack once again. Bit of a step there from Maslanka. Medangaro directing his troops. He wants the ball, and he gets it. Kowalski's on his outside, doesn't use him, doesn't use the inside runner either. Engages the defensive line in his court, roughly 10 metres out. And there's another penalty. So an opportunity to turn 4 into 6, but you'd think they'll probably opt for the tap and go, and that's exactly what Medangaro does. Usher trying to break out of one tackle, getting pretty close to the line too. Still pushing forward the line. Caught about a metre short. So Poland in an advanced position. Chance to put more points on the board. Sageshire, sweeping movement out to the right. Good ball. It was a flat one. We saw all the damage he caused against both Hong Kong and Japan with flat passes like that. And it was nearly Balasinski who went through. Back to Sageshire again. He is the man that's pulling all the strings. Kolodzic, good contact on him. Got a little offload away though. Still on here for Liam Sageshire. Tried to spin out of a tackle on his court. 3 metres short of the line, middle of the field. Usher to the left, and he's dropped the ball. They'll say there's a hand in there, though. So Poland will get yet another opportunity to go on the attack here. All the pressure on Vanuatu. Wurtzak taps and throws long. Not a good pass, though. Behind Sageshire. Stepping back off the right. It's Balasinski. And he's caught 10 metres out. Wurtzak away to Sageshire. On to Medangaro. He's got numbers there. Decides to go for the flat ball. We know that they have success with it. And Chippy Korochnik, he actually has gone all the way. I thought he might have been just caught short, but he's stretched out right at the last moment, and he gets across the line. He'll turn 4 into 8 with a kick to come. And I'm joined now in the commentary booth by one of our Vanuatu representatives. It's Tony Lui. Tony, how you doing? Tony Lui, sorry.
I'm good. Thank you very much.
Mate, fantastic for you to join me here. Now, I ask this of every single person that comes in and has a chat with me.
Yeah.
What do you think of the tournament so far? I mean, is it exactly what you expected? Is it exceeding expectations?
Yes, it's very much expecting from every one of us that's new, and it's a new experience from us, from Vanuatu. But it's well organized by you guys.
So you're enjoying it so far?
Yes, enjoy
Yeah,
it
beautiful
so
stuff.
far.
Well, tell me a little bit about football in Vanuatu. Of course, rugby league, reasonably new there.
Yeah.
And is it something that you're really trying to take to the next level? Is there much of a scene already established in the country?
We only have like 5 teams for the domestic leagues. So most of the boys here are local boys from Vanuatu. There's only 6 from Australia who been joining the team. So we're starting growing team, the rugby league in Vanuatu very slowly and growing up very fast.
Well, Niscott gets that conversion away here. I'm still with Tony Louis in the studio here on the mic with me. And of course, I'm asking a little bit about your experience with Vanuatu. One of the things I want to know as well, I mean, you mentioned it's a reasonably small domestic scene. Tell me, what is sort of the pathways for progress for players? Obviously, they've got the Vanuatu side, but is there sort of a youth academy where you can pick up talented players before they reach that domestic competition?
They just started like this year for the kids programs and women programs. They just started like in the beginning of the year.
Well, just before I let you go as well, Tony, tell me what happened on the way here. There was a bit of a dilemma with the bus not coming. How did you guys all get here? That was pretty crazy stuff.
Our team manager just called the bus service, then they pick us up. That's why we're here late. Yeah.
Well, the important part is you are here.
Yeah.
Tony Louis, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you very much.
We're back live here with Poland with the ball. That's a high shot, you'd have to think. Slipped in the tackle, so a little bit unlucky there from Vanuatu. Score now 10 points to nil. We do have a rough time guide for you as well. Around about 14 minutes gone in this one. Plus, I've just noticed we actually have a scoreboard at the ground, so that is fantastic news. We didn't have that at the Ponds the other day. Had just under 15 minutes of play. Poland leading 10 points to nil. 2 tries to nil for that matter. Niscott successful with his second conversion attempt. Just waiting to restart play here. One of the balls has gone missing, and we've got a poor little ball boy out there who's just been absolutely poured upon today. There's been so much rain around Western Sydney this entire week, and it's continued once again today as Poland take the tap and go on the attack. We're into enemy territory. Kolodzic playing the ball. Wurtzak, Sajka, he dummies. Went out the back to his brother Liam Sajka, stepping off the left, trying to find just a slight gap, but Vanuatu defence was ready for him. In particular, Ben Henderson, who made good contact. Wurtzak, dummy half, gives it away to Meta Ungaro. Dummied once. Niscott's got a couple of numbers here. Kowalski's already scored once. He got the ball away to Artsy. Artsy's a big body. He'll be hard to put into touch and does really well to stay in. It took 3 of them to stop him too. A lot of extra pressure in the tackle there too, and Artsy took exception to it. Here's Chippy Korostek. He's trying to get through the middle. Once again, Vanuatu though, they're ready for it, but there was some more pressure. In fact, I have no idea what the referee's ruled here. I think he may have said yes, rolling it through the legs. Well, I can tell you now, I'm standing with a pretty good view of it. I thought he got a foot to it. Pretty unlucky there, I think. But the referee, he was on the spot, so we'll back his judgment. Vanuatu, pressure valve is released. Instead of kicking for touch, they'll simply tap and go here. Good hit up. But good contact too from Meta Ungaro. Usher in there as well. And the little hooker Wurtzak. They work it away through the 21. That's Alexon Napakaruna, and he's caught just short of the 40-metre line. Daniel Wood brings it away now to the 23, who I actually don't have on my team list, so that'll be quite interesting. I think that might be Dominic Sablin, though, based on that fact. They keep going outfield here, Vanuatu. They caught 35 metres out. Wood waiting at dummy half. Back toward the middle. Low pass. Did well to take it in the end. It's a good, strong charge too. And it nearly went all the way through as Kautsapane. He's caught just short of the 20. Still a few tackles up their sleeve here. Wood steps off the left. Brings it up toward the 10-metre line. They're in an advanced position here, Vanuatu. Last tackle. They're set out to the right. Slow play the ball though. Comes out the background. Goes to Henderson. Keeps going here through Sablin. Sablin shows it once. Shows it again. He's got a bit of pace, but he's dropped the ball. So enterprising play from Vanuatu, but it amounts to nothing in the end. It'll be a changeover 10 metres out from the Polish line. And I'll take that opportunity as well to fix up Dominic Sablin's number. We had him as number 14. He's most certainly wearing number 23 out there. Poland coming away with it through Usher. Good shot put on him from Henderson and a few others. It was Oscar who made The first piece of contact. That's another good shot too. Vanuatu muscling up in defence. They've certainly been energised to start this. Don't worry about missing the bus. They'll hit you with one instead. They caught just short of the 40-metre line. Medangara thought there was a little bobble when he picked that one up, but the referee says play on. Sageka looking for a 40-20. There's another ball on the field too. Hopefully they don't pick up the wrong one. How about that? They'll keep coming away here. It's a decent little run too from Vanuatu. Still going. Medangaro nearly got to him, but instead I think it was Mikulowski fresh onto the field that got him. In fact, it was Liam Sageka. The 21 comes away. That's Napa Karuna. He's caught centre of the field. Tackle 2 for Vanuatu. A couple of dummy half runs here. This is Tunga. And he's caught. Sageka over the top. Chippy Korostuk, he came in for a bit of support, but it wasn't needed. Henderson, straight up the guts. That's a nice straight run. Fan to both sides here as Daniel Wood goes away to Oscar. And that one once again. So at least he's been consistent. We've had one rolling through the legs, incorrect play the ball against Poland, and now here's one against Vanuatu. What about that? You don't see it very often, and we've seen 2 inside the first 20 minutes here at New Era Stadium in Cabramatta. It's a nice kick for touch too from Harry Sageka, finding the sideline about 20 metres away from the try line, and that's a false restart, so we'll tap and go again. Referee certainly gets the 1%ers, doesn't he? Here's Chippy Korostuk. Pushing forward, going within 10 metres of the try line. We're all set here to the right-hand side. You can expect the shift. Work sack. Medangaro, long ball to Harry Sageka. He comes out the back to Niscott. Niscott finds a stumbling defender, takes complete advantage of it and dives for the try line. Brilliant stuff from Ethan Niscott. He's the nephew of Ziggy, and he's playing exactly like him right now. Well, that's brilliant stuff from Ethan Niscott. And that's all it takes, just a slight deficiency in defence. Someone losing their footing, backpedaling for just a moment, and good players like Niscott, they will make you pay every single time. That now takes the score out to 14 points to nil. We are exactly halfway through the first half here, 20 minutes to go, and a kick to come. And Poland, well, every single time they get into that danger zone, they look very, very threatening. And of course, I am having a look quickly at the Bar TV feed. So if you are tuning in, let us know where exactly you're tuning in from. Trish Gomkowski, she's tuning in from London on her commute to work on a double-decker bus. Well, that is one of the most interesting places I think I've ever heard of someone watching International Rugby League. That's very cool. And there's another, Ramesh Singh, who is watching from his office in London. Somehow I wouldn't be posting that on Facebook. I think you could actually lose the job there, Ramesh, so maybe get rid of that post, mate. Here is Niscott. 20 metres out, 10 metres in from touch. He does have a very good strike on him. And I'll probably back him to get this one. But you watch the commentator's curse strike. Does hit it pretty well, and that one is good, so I haven't cursed him. Niscott gets his second conversion. That takes the score to 16 points to nil. It's James Preston here with you in commentary for Bar TV Sports, the Emerging Nations Rugby League World Championship. If you're just joining us, it's Vanuatu in the green, red and yellow. I was going to say black, but that is just the socks. There's the winger in front of me who's got one of those long sleeve skins on, so I thought that might have been part of the uniform. And for Poland, they were in the white and red, running from right to left on your screen. They presently lead 16 points to nil, 18 minutes left in the first half. This one is for a place in the trophy final. So all at stake here in this semi. It's been a really entertaining start to this match as well. Strong hit up, bouncing over the top of a few of them. It's a good start for Poland. They'll begin this set 30 metres out, so really good field position already. Sageka, not 100% sure what to do with it. He steps off the left. Ball's come loose though, and they'll say that that's an offload. I could have sworn it actually hit the knee of a Vanuatu player. For mine, that should have been a knock-on, but the referee says play on. And that'll be start of a set once again here. And then there's a bit of extra pressure in the play the ball. They went on with it for too long, so they've compounded that lucky piece for Poland there, giving away a penalty on top of it. So they'll get an easy touch finder here on Sageka. He certainly has got a good boot on him. Just having a look at a few of your comments here as well. Stuart Morris is watching from North Manchester, so we have a lot of English fans watching this game. Appreciate all the support around the world. And Bailey Ritchie says that Ethan Niscott, geez, he can play. Well, certainly agree with you. He's had a great start of this match and he's had an excellent tournament so far. Strong contact and they're caught just short of the 30-metre line. Not too far away at all. Sageka flat pass to Usher. Usher nearly all the way through. He's got an offload in his game too and he's looking to get that hand free. Medangaro was there waiting for it. They're still set to this left-hand side. They'll come there through Medangaro. Niscott looming out the back. He gets it. A little dummy stepping off the left and the right. Nearly found a passage. He's got really strong footwork. He's caught 10 metres out. Wurtzak brings it away to Medangaro. That one goes past Sageka, but it ends up in the other Sageka's hands, Liam Sageka. So it's Medangaro to Sageka no matter how you look at it. And he's caught 20 metres away from the Vanuatu line. Still a couple of plays in this one. Sageka goes short side. Flat pass once again. Maslanka picked up and dumped. That'll be the last tackle here. So what will Sageka supply? Medangaro chasing through along with a couple of others. It's far too deep though, and it's well marked. He's unlucky in the end. Well, there's no way that's on the mark. That's about 15 metres away from the centre of the field. Decent effort. And he really wanted to get on with it, Napa Karuna, but he was nowhere near the mark on that occasion. Finally plays the ball. Taps it in his tackle pretty quickly. And there is the start of the set again. So 7 tackle set for Vanuatu. So this will be tackle number 1 on the 30-metre line. A couple of fresh players coming onto the field too, including the number 16, Danford Louis. Just onto the field. Of course, we spoke with Tony Louis not too long ago, telling us a little bit about the Vanuatu Rugby League experience. 15 minutes left in this first half. Looking for a hit-up. It's one of the fresh men on the field. He keeps going here. Sageka over the top. Good tackle from a much smaller man. 20 is onto the field too. That's Alex Phillip throwing that ball from dummy half. James Wood got away from another one. He keeps going, looked for support. They were just a little too late to link up with him. They'll go for another dummy half run here, stepping off the left and then coming back toward the centre of the field. That finds its way to Oscar, and Oscar is able to get it away. Here's Ben Louis stepping off the right. Good tackle from Meta Ungaro. And this will be the last now. So it's a pretty good set so far from Vanuatu, but they need a strong finish. Numbers on both sides. That one's just gone slightly behind him, and it'll end up being a far too deep kick. Needed better service from dummy half. They certainly needed a lot more finesse on that kick there from Dominique Sablin, number 23. So they're just trading 7 tackle sets at the moment. Vanuatu and Poland. Poland moving away. That's a good offensive shoulder. And it's bumped him off and it's hurt Oscar too. Referee will blow time off. He's back to his feet now. That's good to see. Geez, you got to love the contact though, don't you? I'll come short side. Evan Artsy, who spent most of his time in this tournament in the centres, and he's proved very hard to tackle and doing so once again here today. In the end, Sablin combines with Henderson. You don't get too many players getting around Henderson, that's for sure. And there he is again with a tackle. 4 of them to put Usher to ground. We've seen what he can do so far. A couple of offloads. So they're trying to just slow that progress a little bit. It's a big pass from Maslanka. And then Sageka gets a kick away. It'll bounce down reasonably nicely for the fullback, Stephen Tunga. He's got lots of pace. Love to see him in the clear. Very hard to get a hold of too. Eventually they do with help of 2 extra defenders. It was Kowalski coming in for a bit of support. And now Napa Karuna getting away. He's dumped on his back. He's got Mark Shermix coming onto the field for Poland in the number 15. Nearly found a gap there as well. Is Ara Tahiki, the other winger, coming in for some work. Despite wearing 2, he's not a winger, but Max Gary Natonga, he'll have a run himself anyway. He's caught just short of the 40-metre line here. So Vanuatu, a couple of plays still left in this one. They'll go left-hand side through James Wood. Wood, flat pass, looked to be forward in fact, and it's beat everyone. And Reese Wester in the background, just having a look at the trainer and assistant coach. He was furious about that play. Had the water bottle in his hand. Well, he probably doesn't need any extra water out there today, but he's just sprayed half it on the field whilst he was spraying his team, and he's still at them. Ah, Reese boy. Keep those comments coming too. Love to hear your feedback and let me know where you are watching the match from. It's James Preston with you for Bar TV Sports. Live from New Era Stadium in Cabramatta. Sydney's Golden West. Here is Niscott. Putting on a little bit of a goose step and then eventually caught by Sablin. Wrapping around on this left-hand side. There is a few numbers here. Kowalski, good tackle though. That was Gary Natonga coming across. Got excellent contact on him. Here is Chippy Karostuk. He's caught just short of the 30. Wurtzak waits a dummy half. Finds Medangaro. Nice pass out to Sageka. Sageka's got numbers. That one was just behind Niscott, but did well to pull it back in. Dumps it off here to Maslanka. Good footwork. Nearly found a bit of space. Tried to link up with his brother. Would have been Simon to Michael. Referee just urging Vanuatu to keep that on side. Floating ball to Sageka. That was a terrible pass. Looked to be forward and ruled as such. So just mixing things up a little bit. Now we had a question as to when Nathan Mikulowski will be coming onto the field. Well, guess what? He's just entered the fray in jersey 16. So keep an eye on him. He's had a really good tournament so far. He's one of those versatile players that can play front row. Can also play dummy half. A big but mobile body. Plenty of skill too. Just over 11 minutes left in this first half. Of course, the clock on your actual screen is a guide. It's not the official timepiece. We do have a scoreboard for that. And speaking of the scoreboard, it's presently 16-0 to Poland if you're just joining us. Here's Vanuatu moving away from their line. Danford Louis. Good tackle over the top from that freshman on the field, Mikulowski. He got him along with Karostuk. Here's Ben Henderson. Big contact once again. Henderson, everything he does is at 100% pace, speed, energy, and enthusiasm. Come back to this right-hand side. So Louis is really looking for a bunch of work here as he's coming onto the field. That's good to see as well. Phillip at dummy half. Gives it to Wood. Wood turning it back on the inside of Henderson. So that play lacking a little bit of imagination, but gets them just that bit further upfield. I need a good one to finish the set though. Phillip gives it away to Wood. Wood just a little grubber in behind. It's well trapped in the end from Maslanka. Nice left foot step, beat one defender. Couldn't beat the second though. And a third came in to finish the job. And they're all offside, Vanuatu, are they? Or is it through the legs once again? It is through the legs once again here from the referee. That is our third time in this first half. So we're literally exactly on the money. Just as we hit the 10-minute mark, it was our third penalty. So every 10 minutes so far, we have seen a penalty for an incorrect play the ball, specifically rolling it through the legs. It's not as if they're dropping it. The referee being very, very critical on whether that foot is touching the ball. Nonetheless, it has left Vanuatu with a great opportunity here to post some points. They'll come away through the number 12, Daniel Kauterpain. He carries a couple of them with him, and they're within 10 metres now. Well spread out to the right-hand side. Henderson, he's pushing up in the line. Won't go that far, though. They'll go for another hit up and try and barge over. Poland, though, they're stacked on that right-hand defensive edge. Plenty of space out here on the right-hand side for Vanuatu's attack, nearly crashing over the top. Got bodies underneath him, though. Metre short, they'll come out to Wood. Links up with Sablin. Sablin, he's got a few numbers there. I'm not sure about that pass turning inside out, but it might work for them. They're away once again here, trying to get through. Nearly. Showed plenty of pace there, did Napa Karuna. Nearly got to the line. Thought he might have dropped that in playing the ball, and he has done exactly so. An interesting passing technique there from Dominique Sablin. Almost worked out for them. And that is what happens when you've got so much pace that Vanuatu do in their wide men. Stephen Tunga as well, the fullback, he is just full of pace. Just over 8.5 minutes left in this one here at New Era Stadium for the first half in Cabramatta. James Preston with you in commentary. Vanuatu taking on Poland in this semi-final. It's for a place in the trophy final itself, of course, the cup final. We already know who's going into that one. We're still looking to see who can emerge victorious in this game. Awkward position there in the end after that tackle from Ben Louis. Quick little dart out of dummy half, and they'll pick up good metres too. So they've got Vanuatu retreating at the moment, Poland. Get back on side though, so that's a start. Here's Maslanka coming in for some work off the wing. Midway through the set. There's arms flailing everywhere here on the sideline from the Vanuatu coaching staff. Giving plenty of instructions to the boys. Certainly can't fault the effort so far. Gary Natonga, very excessive in that tackle too, slapping at the wrist. Comes away to Meta Ngaro. Then away here to good shot as well. Put on Shermix. He was hammered. Just left one of the Vanuatu players in a little state of worse for wear here. Sageka running away, and he'll run right at that defensive player. Good ball over the top. Kowalski, if he could have taken it, there was space. With an Evan Artsy on his outside too. Napa Karuna had dropped back, and there was an opportunity, and now Michalowski mouthing off to the referee. He'll give away a penalty. They don't need that. They've just made an error. Now they've compounded it. So there you go. What an entry to the game for Michalowski. It's his first real involvement, to be honest with you. Niscott trying to keep that one in. I think he's done a fantastic job, and they'll say he has kept it in. That's brilliant play from Ethan Niscott. What a talented player he is. Here's Medangaro. Fancy footwork. Got away from one defender, and that is a cardinal sin as well from Vanuatu. You have to find the sideline when you're kicking for touch. Sageka, flat pass. Good ball. And good footwork too from Balasinski. He's caught 5 short of the halfway line. Here's Michalowski now. He'll try and make up for that error. It's a nice strong run. He picks up 15 metres. Gets those little legs pumping. Wurtzak at a dummy half. Medangaro, he's got numbers here on this short side. Goes short himself to Korostuk. He works it to within 30 metres away. Wurtzak, Medangaro will link up with Sageka once more. He's got numbers here. Niscott out the back. Vanuatu have read it very nicely though, and in the end they numbered up and did well. This will be the last tackle. Niscott back to Sageka. Plenty of numbers out here on this left-hand side, and that's where he aims for. In between Gary Natonga and Napa Karuna. Napa Karuna takes it beautifully. Gets away from 1-2. If he can put the foot down, they will struggle to catch him. Oh, in the end, Medangaro came across and just got to him. Geez, I was hoping he got away. He is a fantastic sight when he gets open space. Exciting player, Napa Karuna. He's got speed to burn, but Medangaro made sure that he kept himself alive in that play. It was lucky for Poland he did, because I think if he got past that tackle, there would be no stopping Napa Karuna. Instead, what it does mean, though, is that Poland get yet another chance here at the line. And you think if they score here, it'll be very difficult for Vanuatu to make a comeback. Just 5 minutes remaining in this first half. Medangaro feeds the ball, comes away to Maslanka. Good shot on him, but he's able to just brush aside for a moment. Wood came across to make sure he couldn't get away, though. Nearly tangled up in the dreadlocks, too, of Wood. Sageka turning it back on the inside of Balasinski. And he's caught about 12 metres out from the line. Wurtzak, numbers both sides, decides to have a dart himself. Nearly found a gap. He will still go here. Wurtzak somehow works a miracle. Well, how about that? He bumped, he weaved, hit and spun, and he's ended up over the line. That's a brilliant little individual play from Arik Wurtzak. Great stuff from the little hooker. He'll pick up a try and take the score to 20 points to nil with a kick to come. Just over 4 minutes remaining in this first half. Poland dominating at the moment. It'll be Ethan Niscott as well to potentially make this a 22-point margin. They have executed brilliantly when they've got inside the 20-metre zone. He'll have this kick from around 10 to 15 metres of the right-hand side of the uprights. 15 metres back. He's a sharpshooter too, Niscott. And we're asking from the NRL Roast, thank you very much for tuning in. It's a beautiful little accompaniment to have here on this Wednesday afternoon. Is that Killer Kowalski? I'd have to say absolutely it is. Alex Kowalski playing on the left-hand side wearing the number 3 jersey. Here's Niscott lining this kick up about 13 metres out. Just to the side of the uprights. You back him in to get this one. And Niscott taking his time with it. 3 minutes left on the clock in this first half at New Era Stadium in Cabramatta. And he's got it. It's his 3rd successful conversion, Ethan Niscott. Keep those comments rolling in as well. Love to have a two-way conversation here, of course, without a co-commentator for today, because Paul has done 3 back-to-back matches and he's got to rest his voice. So I'm coming in just to give a little bit of a relief for him. This coverage brought to you by Bar TV Sports. Make sure to head across and like the Facebook page. get involved in so many ground roots activities. Various sports. It's not just rugby league that they cover. They've got all your fantastic matches, whether it's soccer, netball, water polo, everything. But right now we are here for the Emerging Nations Rugby League World Championship. This is the semi-final match for the trophy part of the competition. And it's Poland leading 22 points to nil with 2 minutes left in the first half here. Here's Shamurek. Oh, good shot. Tried to pick him up and really dump him on his back. It's good contact from Phillip, who wants to have another go at them. More strong contact from Vanuatu. You can't say that they've been lacking in that department. Karostuk, though, kept going and found an offload. Here's Wurtzak now, stepping off the left, then the right. He made them look foolish a couple of minutes ago with a great dart from dummy half. And he's now caught 45 metres out from the line. Still plenty of plays in this one. Menengaro, beautiful ball to Michalowski. He's got a bit of room to move here. Good tackle coming back, though, from Gary Natonga. I thought for a moment he was going to go all the way. He loves to barge over the top of players, Michalowski. It's exciting stuff. Here's Napa Karuna coming in off his wing for a run. He nearly got away again. He's got oodles of pace, this winger. Michalowski all over him and gives away another penalty. So he's had one for back chat, now one for lying over the top of the player and the play the ball. Now have a look to the sideline here. Dominic Sablin. On this occasion he finds touch. His last attempt was foiled by a brilliant piece of play from Ethan Niscott as we are inside the last minute here at New Era Stadium in Cabramatta. That's a strong hit up. It takes a good tackle from Meta Ngaro and Kowalski to put him to ground. It's Ben Louis who plays it. Gary Natonga now. Looking a little bit tired in that run. Once again, Kowalski getting underneath there. Killer Kowalski as it would be. And he's dropped the ball too. I thought he might have been a bit injured based on that previous run. A little slower than we're used to seeing from Gary Natonga, and he's still holding the wrist here, so hopefully he's all right. And with 20 seconds left, I doubt that either side is in too much of a hurry to pack this scrum. Poland will be very happy with their first half performance. Vanuatu, well, now they're running towards the scrum. I'm not sure why. It's probably best for them to just get into the dressing sheds, maybe get a bit of a dressing down as well from the coaching staff. 3 seconds on the clock, so that'll do us here in the first half. New Era Stadium in Cabramatta. It's Poland leading Vanuatu 22 points to nil in the semi-final. We'll come back in a little moment's time. We'll wrap it all up with the second half. Welcome back to New Era Stadium here in Sydney's West, Cabramatta. This match is between Poland and Vanuatu. It is a semi-final match indeed, and the winner obviously going through to the final of the trophy. Part of this competition, of course, we've got a couple of cups happening at the moment. There is the cup, the trophy, and also the Confederate Championship. So lots of things happening here. And speaking of lots of things happening, I am now joined by Jeremy Edward, who is the Southern Hemisphere General Manager of the Rugby League International Federation. Jeremy, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. It's a wonderful day, and although a little chilly and a little wet, but a wonderful day for football and a great day for the emerging nations.
Certainly is, and of course, with your role, you're overseeing a lot of international fixtures. What have you made of the tournament so far?
Oh, look, I think the tournament's fantastic, and on all levels. We've had a great organising committee put this together, and I want to personally thank them from the federation's point of view for the great work that they've done so far to date. I think it's wonderful to see these nations all coming together to play football. I think there's a wonderful tournament on the field, and there's also a lot of camaraderie off the field, which I think goes a long way for the sport, and it showcases the sport in a great light.
Well, speaking of showcasing in a great light, as Niscott makes a half break here, tell me a little bit about the RLIF's involvement in the tournament and what you hope to get out of the tournament from your perspective.
Sure. Well, the International Federation actually we funded the tournament, and it's part of our suite of services, our tournaments. So what we're looking to get out of this is obviously to see this develop. We've obviously got teams here from the Northern Hemisphere, so looking at a Northern Hemisphere tournament in the future, potentially a Southern Hemisphere, further development of this in the Southern Hemisphere, and then leading into having a World Championship made up of the top nations from both the Southern and Northern Hemisphere in a suitable location around the world in the future. So I think for us at the moment, watching this tournament evolve and taking rugby league into new nations as well, and supporting these nations that are developing their rugby league, but also making sure that this is just not a weekend carnival or a 2-week carnival, making some long-term commitments for this event as well. Notwithstanding the fact that, in the same vein that we're doing it for the international football, the International Federation, runs the international football. It's the international game. But it's not just to be focused on Australia and England and New Zealand. It's the other nations coming along as well, and the support that we can offer them.
Well, you mentioned support, and of course you do also have the CEO, Nigel Woods, here. Pretty exciting stuff to have such big backers of the RLIF back in this tournament itself.
Oh yeah, 100%. Look, Nigel was out here the other day, and he's a great supporter. A great supporter of international football, and a great historian of the game as well. Knows the game very well, and I think for him to want to come down to Australia to see the match, and notwithstanding on Saturday we'll have John Grant, the chairman of the International Federation, here as well. So, when we get the guys like that into the room, and to show that the nations, that these guys are actually very focused on the game of rugby league and the development of the rugby league, I think that gives a lot of heart to the sport as well.
It's wonderful stuff. Jeremy, thank you so much for joining me.
Okay, thank you very much for having us, and well done to everybody out here. Thank you.
Brilliant stuff. That is Jeremy Edwards of the Southern Hemisphere, or should I say the Southern Hemisphere General Manager for the Rugby League International Federation. They are a wonderful organisation that is helping us to put on this fantastic event here, the Emerging Nations Rugby League World Championship, as Vanuatu go on the attack inside the 10-metre zone here. Ben Henderson pushing forward. It's just awesome to see how rugby league is spreading globally. We need more tournaments like this to help that cause spread just that little bit further. And caught around about 5 metres out from the line here, Vanuatu. Phillip out of dummy half. Flat ball for that matter. Came away to Aratahiki. He got away from a couple of them, tried to find an offload. I'm not even sure he was 100% tackled there, but they'll say it's high nonetheless. I thought it was grabbing the shirt and spinning him around. It's not much hair to grab, that's for sure. He's got a short do. Aratahiki. Now look to tap this one and go here through Phillip. And he finds Kaltapane. Kaltapane tries to go straight over the top of them. He's caught 5 metres away. Phillip out of dummy half now. Linking up with Oscar. And Oscar's picked up and smashed, driven into the ground. That's a good ball and all tackle from Chmurix. Now come away to Wood. Wood linking up here with Dominic Sablin. We know he likes to turn and pass instead of just passing directly from left to right. Just does give the defence a little more time to close him down though. Wood showing it back on the inside. Here's Henderson now, stepping out of one tackle. Keeps going, but you're not going to get through the likes of Liam Sageka, who came over the top with a tackle. James Wood showing it on the inside, and then a nice little grub. A great weight on it too, and Vanuatu have got there. Brilliant stuff. It's Amani Aratahiki. They came close to getting away in the first half, and the first opportunity he gets, he's done brilliantly well to follow that through and put it down in difficult, greasy conditions. And a great little kick from the captain himself, James Wood. Usually a second rower, but today he is very much playing in the halves. Just having a look at the replay now, you can see Woods going to the line, putting a nice little kick through, and there was pressure to put that down. The ball was travelling at speed. And Aratahiki did brilliantly well to get it down. So they've struck first here in the second half. Chance to get them back into the contest here. It's an important kick too. They need every single point that they can muster if they are to launch a successful comeback. It goes without saying. It'll be Elixir Napakaruna to take this kick now. So one winger getting the try, the other attempting the conversion. Margin is presently 18 points. Still plenty of time on the clock. 34 minutes to go in this one. We'll have this kick from around 5 metres in from the left-hand touchline. He's taken it back 25 metres. Unfortunately, just having a look at the trees, the wind seems to have stopped for him. It's blowing a gale when he first arrived here. Strikes it reasonably well, but it will stay around to the left-hand side, so a little too much curve on that one. The score will remain at 22 points to 4. 34 minutes left in this one. Now I do have the pleasure here of looking at both the comments. I've now got 2 different live streams up. So if you are watching from the Rugby League Emerging Nations World Championship Facebook page, I can see exactly what you're saying. Same thing here for Bar TV's page. So let me know where you're watching this from. I've had a bunch of viewers watching from London and Manchester. One was even on a double-decker bus. Hope they weren't driving. That would have ended up quite poorly. Sageka getting us back underway. Wood is underneath it. And he's got one of his men coming through with full head of steam. Tried to barrel over the top of Liam Sageka. It's a good tackle in the end. Thought they might have been holding on just a little too long there, Balasinski. Phillip brings it away. And then to Wood. And he finds another hit up in the form of Louis. Strong charge from him. Here's Phillip. Coming away now, left-hand side. One of these big mobile back rowers. Once again, that was Kaltapang, had the hit up. Phillip, flat ball to Henderson. Henderson off the left foot. And he finds Michalowski. There's one player there that you don't want to run into. Michalowski can certainly put on a hit. And that will be a penalty. And is it once again for rolling it through the legs? You bet it is. That is the 4th time. And Henderson... That is fantastic. Henderson is just showing him, no sir, I did this, I swear I used my foot. Well, apparently not. Apparently not at all. Oh, that is terrific. And this is a great time as well to welcome to the microphone Joanna Lester. She's a Rugby League media manager and, of course, she's also a filmmaker. She's joining me live now in the coverage. Joanna, how are you feeling?
Great to see Vanuatu score that try just there, but interesting to see so many penalties for incorrect play the balls.
Yeah, very strange, isn't it?
Yeah, I watched the £1 million game from the UK over the weekend, London Broncos against Toronto Wolfpack. And by watching that game, it seems that play the balls have completely disappeared in the UK. So to see so many penalties for an incorrect play the ball here is quite surprising.
Well, potentially we need to bring that referee over into Europe and he can try and sort things out.
Or take him to Vanuatu on a trip. I'm sure that would be good for all parties.
Absolutely, it would. Now, let's talk about a couple of things you're doing, because you've got a heavy involvement with the Papua New Guinea side. You've also got a bit of involvement with Vanuatu. And being a filmmaker, you have just released a film, or in fact releasing it tomorrow. Is that correct?
One of the first screenings in Sydney is tomorrow. This is a documentary film about the Papua New Guinea Orchids. That's PNG's women's team that was formed last year and competed in the Women's Rugby League World Cup. So with a small film crew, I followed their journey from inception to the World Cup last year, and we've just released the film in Australia and PNG, and it is screening tomorrow evening at Palace Cinemas Leichhardt and next Thursday at Event Cinemas Moore Park. It's called Power Mary, M-E-R-I, which means women in Pidgin, so powerful women, and you can find details of all the screenings, Sydney, Brisbane, Townsville, and many other locations on our Facebook page and website.
So what was the experience like filming that? I mean, were a lot of these women brand new to the game of rugby league, or did they have some sort of a background in it already?
They were actually not new to playing the sport, but they were new to playing it at any kind of elite level. They've mostly played it in local competitions in Port Moresby and various other cities around PNG for 6 or 7 years, but many of them were their own sort of player coaches. They hadn't really been coached at a high level. They'd never been in a gym before. They'd never had any advice on sort of healthy eating as a rugby league player, so it was a huge learning curve for many of the players. And it was a huge learning curve for me because I've got a background in journalism and I've made a film before, so it was a good experience all around.
Now, you got a background in journalism, but what's your background with rugby league? How did you get the passion for that?
Well, I was actually brought up with rugby league in London, which is fairly unusual, but my family's from Leeds, so that was the influence there. And I moved to Australia 10 years ago and had always been fascinated by rugby league in Papua New Guinea. We all know that it's the only country where rugby league is the national sport, and there'd always been quite a few Papua New Guineans playing over in England, so the first opportunity I had to go to PNG I did in 2009. Worked on the Pacific Cup there with Taz Bateri, who is running this tournament here as well. And then I went back in 2014, moved there for a year to work for a program that the NRL runs there that uses the popularity of rugby league in schools and communities to deliver messages. And everything sort of spiraled from there, really.
Well, you mentioned delivering messages for that particular program. What do you hope to achieve in terms of delivering a message from your filmmaking with this rugby league journey?
Yeah, so the film is really envisaged to hopefully sort of change attitudes about the status and treatment of women in Papua New Guinea, where there are huge rates of gender-based violence and very few opportunities for women. It's one of the only countries in the world that doesn't have any women in politics. So it's really about changing perceptions about women through them playing PNG's male-dominated national sport.
Well, Joanna, thank you so much for joining me here in the coverage, and all the best of luck with the filming tomorrow night.
Thank you, and if you'd like to see the film, just look up Power Mary. That's Power, Powermeri, on Facebook or our website, and you'll find all the screenings.
Awesome stuff. That's Joanna Lester. She is a PNG media person for the rugby league team and also a filmmaker, so doing some great stuff to advance the game and the name of rugby league, for that matter, worldwide, particularly for women. Of course, we've just had the NRL women's competition for the first time this year, so it's all happening as Harry Sajka, speaking of all happening, the moment we've left with Joanna, well, it's probably perfect timing, really, because Sajka does a little dummy and goes straight through. All happening here. We've got Joanna's film having a screening tomorrow night. We've got Harry Sajka diving over for a try here, so it's highlights galore as Poland push further ahead into the lead. 22 points to 6. Now becomes, 22 points to 4, now becomes 26 points to 4 with a kick to come. 28 minutes left in this one. And you think if Vanuatu are any chance, they will have to be the next to score now. Niscott with the kick as well. So just having a look at a few of your comments too. Stuart Morris asks, why are we called Bar TV? I mean, I can't answer that one for you. I'm simply the commentator. I'm the messenger, so to speak. And I am surprised, though, at this. Meta Ngaro is now taking the kicking duties. Niscott has been really good with the boot so far, so this is a strange change from Poland. We'll see how he does. Just inside the 20. Strikes it terribly, so that is why potentially we should keep Niscott as the key kicker for Poland. Reading a few of your comments here as well. John Beach has said another solid first half from Lee Addison's boys. Well, certainly the coach for Poland would be very, very happy with what he saw in that first stanza. They've continued the good work in the second here. Vanuatu, however, have also got themselves on the board. A good try in the end through Aru Tahiki, the left-hand side winger. They certainly do need to be next to score here with 26 minutes on the clock at New Era Stadium in Cabramatta. It's James Preston with you in commentary for Bar TV Sports, the Emerging Nations Rugby League World Championship. As Sablin gets us back underway, drills that low and hard. Good take in the end. Here is Usher with a full head of steam. Looking to engage the defensive line inevitably, as he always does. Beats one, then carries a few more. Very much like Aaron Woods, he likes to back into the defensive line, get the arm free and try and produce an offload. Wurtzak goes to the left-hand side of the field. Menangaro, flat ball. Choppy Karistak, he's through. Chippy Karostak linking back up in the middle. Menangaro following through. There's chasers coming. They've got pace, Vanuatu, but not enough to stop Menangaro. Well, brilliant stuff from Chippy Karostak. Put a good fend on. A nice bit of footwork late at the line. It was a nice pass over to him as well. And following back up the middle, it was Menangaro. And that is rapid fire. 10 points in the space of 2 minutes now. If they can convert this try, and you would think that if Niscott takes the shot, they should be able to do exactly that. You can see there on the replay. Meta Ngaro following back through off the break from Karostuk. He went all the way. There was a bunch of Vanuatu defenders coming for him. They've got some very speedy outside backs, and I thought they might just have enough pace to ring him in. So they'll try their third kicker now. Sajka started the tournament as their preferred kicker. Had a shocker in the first match. Missed his first 3 attempts and was promptly replaced by Ethan Niscott. Meta Ngaro had the last attempt, and that was a shank out to the right-hand side. So apparently Ethan has given away the kicking duties here. He's had enough of it. He's told Sajka to try his best here. He'll have the kick. Strikes it well, and he does get that one, Harry Sajka. So 32 points to 4 is now the score. Sajka's first goal of the tournament, first goal for the day. Meta Ngaro getting across the try line. So that now reads as tries for Kowalski. Meta Ngaro in there as well. Wurtzak's got a try. A few others as well. So they've looked very good so far, Poland. And it looks as if they're going to book themselves a place in the final as Vanuatu get back underway. Comes down here to the number 23, Stephen Kolodzic. He's got even more bandaging on the head now. Started with just one layer, but that's gone out to about 3 or 4 now. Usher over the top of another one. Jeez, he's been impressive in this tournament and once again in this match. And there's a player that he's left in the background who's not in a good way at all. Vanuatu trainers are running onto the field, and there's a bit of concern for him too. Sajka and Niscott coming over to check if he's all right, but he's slowly getting back to his feet now. I have a feeling that he might be going for a HIA though. Trainer trying to pull him toward the sideline, but he's having none of it. He'll go back into the defensive line, so that's brave stuff, but eventually the trainer is able to convince him to come off to the side of the field, and he'll be replaced by the number 10, Kalsuma Oscar, as there's a round of applause that rings out from the Vanuatu fans. It's a decent crowd too, given the conditions we've had. It's been appalling today in Sydney's Western, especially here in Cabramatta. It was blowing a gale, and there was a whole lot of rain too. Meta Ngaro playing it to Wurtzak. Nice little flat pass as well from Usher onto Kolodzic, who was prop to prop. Sajka steering his team toward the right. You expect a bit of a play coming in the next play or two. They'll go left instead to Meta Ngaro. Flat ball once again to Chippy Karostuk. He's put onto the ground, 35 metres away. Last tackle now for Poland. Can they launch an attack at the end of this set? Meta Ngaro decides to send it to the heavens instead. Moving around a fair bit, but Tunga does well and gets underneath it. Nice little step off the left foot. He's got plenty of pace, but not a great deal of size, and you can see it there. Evanazzi rushing in to try and put on a shot along with Usher. Those are 2 players you don't want to run into. There's probably another one. To be fair, there's not many players you would want to run into in this Polish lineup. Got some great defensive players. There's another one in Liam Sajka. Good shot from Balansinski, popping in along with Usher. I'll come to this left-hand side through Wood. Wood with a dummy and trying to get his way through. Poked his nose through the other side of the line. But in the end he was caught. Polish player laying all over on top of him. No penalty forthcoming though. Daniel Wood out of dummy half. He gives it away to number 16, Danford Louis. Wood once again. Flat pass. I thought it might have been Ford. In fact, and the referee rules as such. That was right in front of me here. And it wasn't necessarily all down to the pass itself from James Wood. Most of the players were in front of him on that play. It's James Preston with you for Bar TV Sports, live from New Era Stadium in Cabramatta, the Emerging Nations Rugby League World Championship. Poland, if you're just joining us, are leading 32 points to 4. They are wearing the white and red. Vanuatu in the green, black, red and yellow, as Daniel Wood comes out of that tackle clutching his shoulder. Sajka away to Meta Ngaro. Flat pass once again. Karostuk, I thought he was going to go through for a second time in the space of 10 minutes. They'll keep attacking this left-hand side. They've clearly found some sort of deficiency. Heaping the pressure on Vanuatu's outside men at the moment. Back to the middle of the field. Meta Ngaro. Here's Sajka. Along to Liam Sajka. Can he link up with one of his outside men? Good shot. They bounced off, and it was left in the end for Avia Allen, who's onto the field in number 17 to finish him off. Short side raid here with Sageka turning it back on the inside to Wurtzak, but that pass is forward. Of course, if you are watching via the Bar TV sports stream or the Rugby League Emerging Nations World Championship Facebook streams, leave us a comment. Let me know where you are watching this match from. Quite a few Londoners tuning in. So we have another fresh man on the field, this time for Poland. It's Robert Nedjwecki in the 17. He'll lock into the back of the scrum as Wood feeds the ball. Little bobble, but it was backwards. Phillip holding it out in front of him in two hands, trying to attract some defence. Koroshtik took the bait, but he also gobbled up the fish. I'll keep moving away here. Dummy half run. Kolodzic in there with the tackle, along with Meta Ungaro. And around the legs, another defender. Back through the middle once more here, Vanuatu. Looking a little tired at the moment. If they want to get themselves back in this game, they are going to have to spread the ball a bit more than this. Henderson pushing it forward to the 40-metre line. Numbers in the tackle once again. They're slowing these play the balls down brilliantly at the moment, Poland. Balasinski, one of the tacklers in there, along with Liam Sageka, who's been really busy so far. Woods went for a 40-20 attempt. It was charged down, so they'll get 6 again. It was Shimuriks who hopped up. In fact, Kolodzic, the 23. Here's Oscar. He's a big body and he's running strongly. Daniel Wood waiting at dummy half. He wants to quick play the ball. Didn't get the quickest of ones, and there is another one. Well, that's the 5th. That is the 5th time now we've had the referee pull up one of these two sides for incorrect play the balls, rolling it through the legs. Wow. Look, you can't criticise in terms of consistency, but very pedantic with that particular rule is the referee in this match. Be Wurtzak that taps it on the 20-metre line. Goes to Koroshtik. Goes over the top of a player and keeps going. Jeez, he's a strong man, this second rower. Usher coming onto it flat. Ends up running as a decoy. It went to Meta Ungaro. Sageka looking for numbers. He had a new man on the field in the form of Nedjwecki. And in the end, he turned it back toward the inside. They get an offload away too, but the referee will say that is a strip. I'm not sure how it's a strip when they're actually promoting the ball themselves, though. Strange ruling, that one for mine. Wurtzak takes the tap. Sageka back on to the inside once again. Nice step right at the line there from Shimuriks. And he's caught 9 metres out. Comes away to Wurtzak. Sageka, flat pass onto Maslanka. He's got his brother outside of him. Flings it back toward the middle of the field. Sageka, a long ball from him. Out to Meta Ungaro. There's space in behind the line. It was charged down. And they'll get another set of 6 here. It was the right play, though, from Meta Ungaro. Just couldn't get it over the top of the defender. Usher stepping off the right foot. Fending with the right hand as well. Can he get the ball away? They just wrap him up. 18 minutes left to play in this one. Poland leading 32 points to 4. Meta Ungaro away to Sageka, showing it on the inside twice and then linking with Maslanka. Maslanka all the way to the line. Too big with too much pace on him. And they'll say it's a double movement. We'll have a look at the replay here. From my angle, it looked all right, but the referee was absolutely certain about that one. Here it is. As Woods finds the sideline. In fact, no, he doesn't. That one hasn't been kicked out, so there's all sorts of things happening there. And yes, I think the referee may well have been correct. So ball carrying arm did hit the ground on your replay there. May have just been lifted up, not through natural means either, in terms of bouncing over the line. And then Wood, for the second time, not himself personally, but Vanuatu failing to find touches. Meta Ungaro, fancy footwork, gets through about 4 defenders, 5. Now he tries to link up with another. Gives it away here to Sageka, his halves partner. These two have been brilliant the entire tournament. And he's caught 11 metres away. Second effort in the tackle, but not penalised. Now to Meta Ungaro, first receiver. Puts it back on the inside to Shimuriks. He's caught 8 metres away from the line. Vanuatu really being stretched at the moment. Flat pass to Sageka. Sageka back into the middle. It was a really poor ball. Vanuatu put it on the toe, and now they can run. They've certainly got some pace here. He's being chased by Maslanka. Phillip got around him, but then Liam Sageka came from the back and took him to ground. Poland now under pressure. They haven't taken much of an advantage on that play, though. Aratahiki meekly succumbs in the tackle. Here's Daniel Wood running out of dummy half. Good tackle from Shimuriks. He went over the top. Sageka there, who has been tireless in this match, close to the best on the field. Flat pass from Wood. Good ball to Henderson, and Henderson back up the middle. That's nice play from Vanuatu. Then an offload from Tanga back to Wood. Henderson's been hurt in that tackle too. Trainer attending to him. They'll come to the right-hand side. Tanga, long pass to Phillip. Phillip out to Ben Louis. A flat ball. It's a brilliant one too, but in fact it's been ruled forward. Well, I thought they were away for all money. We'll take another look at that one. It looked like a nice pass. It's Tanga away to Ben Louis. May well just have been a touch forward. Geez, I went up here in the commentary box. It was a beautifully worked play from Vanuatu and just slightly off the execution. As Michalowski, the number 16, prepares to come back onto the field. And Tynan Foster looks like he'll get his first taste of rugby league in this semi-final. Of course, made his debut just the other day at the Ponds. Did very well on debut for that matter as well. Nejweki, first man off the scrum, pushing forward as the lights are certainly beginning to take a hold here at New Era Stadium in Cabramatta. Sun all but gone as Michael Maslanka comes up with the ball. Good tackle over the top. Very, very slow release though. Referee showing a lot of patience on that occasion. Short side raid here through Sajka and then Balasinski. Three of them come in to put him to ground. Aritahiki, Avia Allen in the 17 as well. Daniel Wood still clutching at that wrist. Here's Maslanka once more. Oscar picks him up and drives him into the ground. Foster fresh onto the field at dummy half. Pushes away now. In fact, he'll go for a little dart. He's got plenty of pace off the mark. He's left another player in the background. Referee will blow time off once more here. And Michalowski just checking on him to see if he's all right. It's Daniel Wood that's gone down. It is indeed. He seems to be all right though. The trainer just having a little chat to him and he'll go back to his defensive position. We already saw one player from Vanuatu leave the field with a bit of a head knock. Sajka away to Meta Ngaro, who put in a nice little grubber in behind the line. Tunga's coming across to try and retrieve it. Does very well in the end to pick it up, but gets absolutely smashed for his troubles. That was brave stuff from the fullback. It's taking a little while to get to his feet too, as Napa Karuna comes away from them. But he's picked up and driven back toward the in-goal. They'll say that the tackle was already completed, will they? What is the referee ruling here? Yes, tackle already completed and then a second effort, which I'm not sure why that isn't a penalty then. Must have called for it. They've simply gone off the mark. Just under 14 minutes to go in this one here. Poland leading 32 points to 4 in the semi-final for the trophy. James Wood, bring it to the left-hand side. Henderson, little dummy for Allen. He tries to find a gap, but it closed pretty quickly as Lunker and Sajka in there. Wood coming short side once again. Henderson. Good tackle over the top from Balasinski. Now push it back toward the middle. Wood to Wood. Now get a kick away as well. It's not a bad one from Daniel Wood. They've got Robert Nejweki back there on this occasion, so I think Niscott has got an early spell. I hope there's nothing wrong with the fullback because he took himself away from the kicking duties early in this second half. Now Nejweki at the back, so hopefully it's just resting because he's been such an important player for them in this tournament. There's another Vanuatu player down here, so Kolowski, I think he's just gestured to his knee, suggesting potentially the head has made contact with it. There's one spot that you don't want to hit. It is someone's knee. It's nothing but bone. It's looking a little worse for wear here, the Vanuatu player. Just trying to see what number it is. It's Daniel Wood who's on the deck, so he's already had a bit of a wrist or an arm problem. And now on top of that, he's copped a knee from Kowalski. Almost reminds you of Monty Python with, no, I'm fine, it's just a flesh wound. He's been hammered today, in the wars certainly. Foster now, we're back underway. He'll give it to Meta Ngaro. Chippy Korostuk had half a fumble but was able to regather it before he hit the defensive line. Usher looking for some work. Foster goes flat to him. And Usher, good footwork at the line. And he'll push them back a few more metres. Those big legs pumping. Sajka putting Michalowski into position. Can expect a little raid here to the right-hand side. It's exactly what Sajka goes for. Put up a bomb. Tunga trying to get underneath it. Oh, it was a really difficult one to take, and he couldn't quite do it. It falls into the lap of Meta Ngaro. He steps around the one vacant defender there into open space. And that's Meta Ngaro's second try. So the score is now 36 points to 4. Poland doing it nicely. Tunga, that was a really difficult one to catch. He did well to get that close, in all honesty. But that just about does it in terms of a contest if it wasn't already done. It certainly is now. That means Poland have booked themselves a place in the trophy final for the Emerging Nations Rugby League World Championship. They have been fantastic throughout the tournament. Big scores on both Hong Kong and Poland. Of course, they are led by their two fantastic halves, including Harry Sajka, who does have NRL experience with the Penrith Panthers. It's also picked up by the Warriors. Didn't manage to play first grade with New Zealand, though. And he also forged a nice little career in the Super League, and he's presently plying his trade with Dapto. It's a country rugby league here in Australia. And it will be Sajka, it looks like, to take this kick. Strikes it reasonably well, and the flags go up. 38 points to 4 with just over 10 minutes to play in this one. It's the final of 4 games for you today, coming live from New Era Stadium in Western Sydney, Cabramatta specifically. Just having a look at some of your comments here. They weren't loading for a while, but we do now have it. Lance is watching from Emu Plains. Stuart Morris, referees have been good in the games, not got much wrong. I certainly would agree with that, Stuart. Alexandra Wurtzak watching from Sydney, RX Wurtzak's grandma, very proud. Well, that's lovely to see. I love when we get grandmas and grandpas getting onto modern technology. I still can't get my nan to actually use a microwave. At 89, she has never used a microwave, and I don't think she ever will. As Poland come away with the ball here. Michalowski with a full head of steam. Look at him go. He met a brick wall in the form of Avia Allen, so it's going to be hard to go through him. Nejwecki coming in for some work himself. Getting quite dark here at Cabramatta as well. Hope your view is nice and illuminated on Bar TV Sports, though. And that one will go to Poland. So we haven't seen many penalties in the play the ball other than rolling it through the legs. Very few have actually gone against the defensive side. It's all been for the team with possession. Let us know where you are watching it from. Calvin Mann on the Bar TV Sports feed. He's watching it from the Gold Coast. John is watching from West Pennant Hills. And Ramesh Singh says it's a great second half push by Poland here. They have done a wonderful job, really putting the sword to Vanuatu in the last 15 to 20 minutes. They'll come to the left-hand side now. Nejwecki, he received the ball, but he couldn't get past the defender. Foster. Out of dummy half, Meta Ngaro, he's really thrived on this left-hand side. Once again, he links up with Chippy Koroshtok, who's getting through a couple of them. Great tackle in the end around the legs, just to stop him about 5 metres short of the try line, and it was a second effort in there too. The referee penalises. Poland will have yet another chance here to put more points on. Whilst they have been dominant, take nothing away from Vanuatu, they have also looked quite good at times with the ball. They just really haven't had much possession in this second half, and it has cost them dearly. Now nearly pushed all the way to the line, but he's just been held up in the end. I think that was Evan Artsy hopping in from the wing. It was indeed. He's played most of this tournament in the centres, but getting a run on the wing today to allow Kowalski to have a start in the centres. Then Ngaro goes to Sajka, flat pass, and then on to his brother Liam, who was smashed by James Wood. They're stopped 15 metres out from the Vanuatu line. Foster away to Sajka, running at pace, finding Balasinski. Can they hold him up? There's a stack of Vanuatu defenders there in the end. And if he could have got a little flick away, he had both of the Maslanka boys unmarked on his outside. They'll go back underway here. Sajka, long pass away to Meta Ngaro. Once again, he'll look for the chip, and once again, it's got a slight touch on it. Can they get back there, Vanuatu? They've done well to do so. It was telegraphed from Meta Ngaro. Just need a little bit more height on it. They'll nearly push him all the way back to the in goal, though. He's caught 2 metres short. of his own try line. Once again, the referee saying go back to the mark and play the ball. 7.5 minutes left in this one at New Era Stadium, the semi-final between Poland and Vanuatu, as Poland muscling up in defence and they push him all the way back into the in goal. So more pressure on Vanuatu here, and if Poland can score in this set, they could well be looking at cracking the 50 mark for the third consecutive match. They have just been relentless in this tournament. They made quite a mincemeat of both eyes. James Wood goes for a short dropout and does a fantastic job. That looked to be knocked backwards, but ruled forward. It's probably a 50-50 call. Referee certainly a lot closer than I am. Have a look at the replay itself, though, and see exactly what transpired. There was a whole lot of pressure on Wood with Maslanka coming in to try and dive on it. Just copped the hip of Maslanka, and that made the ball spill. Have to back the referee's judgment on that call. Be Poland once again in a good position, probably a better position than they would have ended up with for the dropout if they had gone long Vanuatu. Medangaro linking up with Maslanka, getting very close to that sideline. They'll pick him up, Vanuatu, and try and drive him toward the touchline. His brother Simon comes in to help out. Medangaro away to Sajka. Sajka dummies to 2. Nedjwecki back on the angle. Just couldn't find the gap that he was after. 6 minutes to go in this one. Sajka, left-hand side, linking up with Korostuk once again. Geez, he's been damaging in the second half. He'll go all the way, Korostuk. They just couldn't stop him. He had a full head of steam, bounced off a couple of defenders, and he has had a brilliant second half. Chippy Korostuk. And he definitely has to have one of my favourite names in this tournament. We've got Ringo Lung from Hong Kong, which I think is the absolute pinnacle. But Chippy Korostuk, making me very hungry with that Chippy first name. It is dinner time as far as I'm concerned. And certainly the Polish side are feasting at the moment on Vanuatu. Picking out the carcass, if you will. Bar TV Sports, James Preston with you in commentary, live from New Era Stadium in Cabramatta, Sydney's Golden West. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. Catch all the games here on Bar TV Sports. Head across to the Facebook page, give it a like. It's not just rugby league that we cover. Got soccer, water polo, cricket. It's about everything under the sun. The sun is well and truly down here, though, at Cabramatta, and the sun is down on Vanuatu's hopes for the final. It's 42 points to 4 with a kick to come here. Harry Sajka lining it up. Strikes it pretty nicely, and once again, he has raised the flags here, so despite being sacked in his first game as kicker earlier in the tournament, he's made no mistakes since he's taken over from Niscott and Meta Ungaro in this one. 4.5 minutes left to play. Vanuatu, to their credit, they haven't stopped trying in this one. They've played with a lot of pace, a lot of enthusiasm, and a lot of energy. But Poland, just far too good. Now kickers back underway here, coming down to Nedjwecki. He'll look for a runner. And in the end, he decides to take it himself. That looked to be high contact, but referee not ruling so from Kaltapang. They're caught 20 metres out from their own line. Come to the right-hand side of their attack through Michalowski, building up a head of steam himself. James Wood makes the tackle. And Maria Michalowski is watching from Wollongong, so I'm sure there is a relation there. Absolutely. Chippy on fire, says Marcin Jasluski. Now come to the left-hand side. Here's Nedjwecki, linking up with that man, Korostuk, Chippy Korostuk. He can stand in the tackle for just a moment and try to offload, but they wrapped him up just in time. Tynan Foster, away to Meta Ungaro. Nice ball, away to Sajka. Sajka flat to Balansinski. And Wood made really good contact with the shoulder, stopped him in his tracks. Can they get the half century here, Poland? Foster, away to Sajka, flat pass once again. Maslanka should have done a lot better than that. The ball was there to be taken. I think he tried to just bat it on quickly to his brother. Would have been Simon to Michael. Just didn't stick for them, though. Got a stack of talent in this squad as well, to the point where they're able to leave McKaiden out of the squad, who's had a very strong tournament himself. Evanazzi shifting from right centre to left centre and now to left wing throughout this tournament. Just under 3 minutes left in this match as the referee rules time back on. Phillip finds a support runner and he's caught just short of the 40-metre line. So Poland not letting up here. Racing up in defence, trying to put on a shot. Henderson bears the brunt of it. It was Michalowski in there, along with Balansinski. Wood comes short side. That's a nice run there from Lolo, who's back on the field. He got the arm free. They just arrived a little too late for him. And there we go yet again, through the legs. Vanuatu, well, I know Poland have been pinged once or twice, but Vanuatu, that's now their 4th. So 4 penalties against Vanuatu for rolling the ball through the legs. The referee has been on it like a hawk as Sajka finds the sideline. Nearly takes out a couple of children with that kick as well. Wants to be careful, Sajka. And we're just under 2 minutes left. They'll have one final attack here, the Polish side. Maslanka works it up. Oh, and speaking of working up, they nearly worked him up over the horizontal. Put him down safely, though. Did Vanuatu. Foster away to Sajka. Sajka linked with Meta and Garo. Great ball over the top to Artsy, but he couldn't handle it. That'll just about do us here with a minute and a half left on the clock. We'll probably get one more set in this one. And Peter Beccaria is asking, when is the final? Well, the final will be occurring on Saturday, October 13. You don't want to miss that. We've got matches pretty much all day, starting early in the morning and continuing to the evening. We've got playoffs. We've got the grand final of 3 different competitions that are running as part of the World Championship. Confederate Cup, the Cup itself, and this one is for the trophy, so Poland will arrive in the trophy final. Vanuatu will be involved in one of the playoffs. Fantastic effort from both these sides to reach the semi-final in the first place. Here's Ara Tahiki, trying to get out of a few tacklers. He is their sole try scorer in this one. It's a brilliant put down too, off the back of a James Wood grubber. Michalowski affecting that tackle along with Usher, and also Tynan Foster. Henderson out of dummy half. Another strong charge here. On that occasion, it was Danford Louis. Henderson, away to Wood, shows it once again to Lolo. That's a nice pass over the top, flat floating one, and there's a huge goose step there. I love the sight of that. That's good stuff. That was Kalpukai, and he's caught 30 metres out. Can they finish with a flourish here? 10 seconds on the clock. Wood, away to Allen. Allen dummies. He'll take the tackle. They'll have time for one final play. 4 seconds to go here. Poland taking on Vanuatu. Vanuatu, they want to finish with another try. Henderson, a long pass. There's a siren in the background. Still a bit of room to move for Vanuatu, but eventually Poland will converge upon them, put them to ground, and that wraps up a really solid performance from the Polish national side. 44 points to 4. They've won by a margin of 40 and booked themselves a place in the grand final on Saturday, October 13th. Make sure you're tuning in on Bar TV Sports. And I hope you've enjoyed the coverage today. James Preston with you for Bar TV Sports, live from New Era Stadium at Cabramatta. We'll catch you in the final. If you're a Polish fan, of course, Vanuatu still to play in the playoffs.